Have you ever felt that when you look in the mirror, you weren't fully yourself? That there was something in your face, a subtle shadow, an inherited tension, a gaze that never quite feels your own? Most people don't notice it. They go about life, sleep, breathe, but they don't inhabit their own face. Because it's not just a face. It's an altar, an antenna, a door they never taught you how to open. Today, I won't talk to you about creams, routines, or cosmetics. I will speak to you of an ancient, almost forgotten gesture that can undo the veils the world has laid upon you. And what if I told you that every morning you've been on the verge of crossing a secret frontier without knowing it? That every drop of water and every crystal of salt, used well, can return to you something you didn't even know you'd lost. Your center, your original vibration, your sovereignty. What if I told you that washing your face is not cleansing, but alchemy? Don't dismiss it yet, because what you're about to hear is a truth hidden for centuries. Only a few sages, magicians, and guardians ever knew it. And now it's coming back. It's not a trend. It's not recycled spirituality. It's the remembrance of who we are. Water and salt aren't just elements. They are keys. And your face is the lock. Since time's history has preferred to bury, there have existed rituals that were neither religious nor even magical. They were spiritual technologies. In Egypt, no initiate dared present himself before the temple without first purifying with mineral water. It wasn't to remove dust. It was to remove the world's weight. In Vedic India, salt was not a seasoning. It was a shield. It absorbed darkness, returned balance. In the Hebrew tradition, ritual waters were not metaphor. They were mechanisms of vibrational restoration. And now tell me, what did you do this morning before opening your eyes to the world? Did you turn on your phone? Did you read the news? Did you jump straight into chaos without cleansing the threshold that connects your soul to the visible? That threshold is your face. You've left it unprotected. You've offered it to the noise. Every unspoken word, every swallowed emotion, every look you don't return, leaves a mark. It accumulates right there between your brows, in the curve of your mouth, in that tense gesture that's become part of your identity. But it's not yours. You've confused the archive with the original. And here is where the ritual begins. Take water. But not just any water. Let it be lukewarm, not boiling nor cold. Let it represent the center. Balance. Add salt, but not the supermarket kind. Seek sea salt, living salt, salt with geometry. And the vessel? Don't use plastic. Plastic holds no memory. Use glass, ceramic, materials that can sustain the invisible. Don't fill it as if you're going to wash. Fill it as if you're summoning. Now look at yourself in the mirror, but don't judge. Don't seek to correct wrinkles, imperfections, or dark circles. Observe yourself as one would observe a temple that has withstood storms. That is you. That is your face, your mask, your story written in micro gestures. And today, you're going to cleanse it of what does not belong to you. Close your eyes. Hold the water in your hands as if holding a secret. Bring it to your face gently. Don't scrub, don't wash, glide, as if you were awakening something asleep beneath the skin. While you do this, say, silently or softly aloud, I free myself, I purify myself, I recognize myself. Do it for 7 days. Don't expect instant miracles. This isn't superficial magic. It's energetic reprogramming, a silent alchemy. The ancients knew it. The face not only emits, it also absorbs. It's a mirror that becomes fogged with borrowed emotions, foreign thoughts, unspoken judgments. And like any mirror, it needs to be cleaned. Because if it's covered in dust, it begins to show you a version of yourself that isn't real. And the worst part is, you end up believing it. Perhaps that's why sometimes you look at yourself and don't see yourself. Or you see something blurred, dull. You are not you. It's the residue. It's what's stuck without your permission. And now you understand why showering isn't enough. Why no beauty routine manages to touch that emptiness you sometimes feel right behind your eyes. Because the face isn't cleansed with soap. It's cleansed with awareness and with memory. Memory of who you were before being shaped by external forces. Before absorbing guilt that wasn't yours. Before learning to pretend. Did you know that in shamanic cultures, energetic cleansing always begins with the face? Not by chance. It's where the soul exhales, where gazes filter through, where invasive thoughts stick. That's why water and salt work, because one washes away and the other structures. Water releases, salt protects. One dissolves, the other reconfigures. Together, they create a dance. A formula that needs no dogma, religion, or cheap mysticism. Only intention, only presence. Hermes Trismegistus wrote it, "As above, so below, as within, so without." Do you want to change your energy? Start at the threshold. And if the body is a temple, the face is the door. Will you continue each day with the door dirty? Will you allow yesterday's thoughts to keep projecting in your gaze? Or will you purify yourself with an act so simple that it seems insignificant? But it is not. The sages knew it. And you, deep down, do too. Do it every morning, but not as just another routine. Do it as one remembers, as one reclaims their light, as one sits at the center of their own life and says, "Here I am. I decide. I choose with what face I will face the world." And when I say face, I don't mean appearance, but vibration, because your face vibrates. It's an antenna that catches and emits. And if it's clean, what you emit changes, and what you attract changes too. You will notice things, small ones at first, more calm, clearer dreams, people who speak to you differently, silences that feel gentle. The light reflected in your eyes isn't makeup, it's your soul, and it will shine again if you let it out. And now I want you to listen carefully. Each time you wash your face with water and salt, you're remembering something modernity wanted you to forget. That the sacred isn't found in distant temples, it's in you, in your skin, in your breath. In that first gesture of each morning. That moment before looking at your phone, before coffee, before answering the world. That instant is your altar, your decision, your silent revolution. Don't wait for chaos to bring you down to remember who you are. Don't wait to get lost, to begin returning. You have the ritual, you have the key, you have the water, you have the salt. Only your presence is missing. And if you felt something inside while listening to this, if something shifted, something loosened, something resonated, don't let it slip away. Make water and salt your daily prayer, and write wherever you can the following. My face is my temple, and I am its guardian. It's not a pretty phrase. It's an energetic declaration. A code that activates memories the soul already knows. And if this message has reached you, it's not by chance. There's something you're ready to remember. Share it with anyone you feel also needs to return to themselves. Whisper this ancestral secret into the ear of another seeker. Because in times of noise and hurry, the true warriors of the soul are those who dare to stop, to breathe, to cleanse, to look at their face, and remember who they are before the world told them otherwise. The bowl is waiting for you, the mirror too, and the salt continues dreaming of touching your skin again. Everything is ready, only you are missing. Water and salt have been present at every important threshold of humanity, not by chance. Baptisms, blessings, covenants, initiations, all begin with water. All are sealed with salt. What seems simple is, in reality, code, and you are surrounded by symbols. Your entire life has unfolded between invisible doors you never knew were rituals. You crossed some asleep. You closed others without knowing what lay behind. But now, you stand on the edge of a different door, one that opens inward. No one told you that you could do alchemy with empty hands, that no amulets, no masters, no hermetic secrets locked away were needed. The secret has always been in the act, in the gesture, in the intention behind the movement. What if your body remembered? What if, by repeating this ritual day after day, your biology began to respond? What if your cells knew you were activating an ancient protocol engraved in the memory of the water that also runs through your blood? Science is only beginning to suspect what the ancients already knew. That water not only hydrates, it records, transmits, multiplies vibrations. Masaru Emoto demonstrated it. Water responds to human thought. And you? What are you transmitting to the water that touches you? Anger, fear, automatism, or a conscious vibration of reconnection? Because this goes beyond the face. It's about how you inhabit every gesture. Have you ever wondered why, after crying, something in you feels clearer? Tears are also water with salt, an internal river that cleanses from the deepest places. Tears are the first ritual you perform when you're born. Purification begins with weeping, and yet we were taught to repress it, not to cry, to hold it in, to harden our faces, to hide emotion. And so, the face becomes a mask, armor, a record of the unexpressed. But emotions don't disappear. They get trapped in tissues, in micro-expressions, in skin that forgets how to smile. And that is what salt can dissolve. That is what water can release. In many traditions, the face was a map. Each zone reflected an organ, an emotion, a fragment of the soul. The forehead was the temple of thought. The cheeks, the emotional field. The mouth, repressed truth. And the eyes were the entrance to the invisible world. That's why, when you cleanse your face with intention, you're not scrubbing skin. You're retracing your history. You're touching memories. You're summoning a truer version of yourself. Even the ancient alchemists said that all transmutation begins with the nearest matter, and there is no matter closer than your own skin. Do you want to awaken your spirituality? Start with the most immediate. Don't seek portals in distant stars. You don't need to travel to Tibet, nor read 100 books. Just look at yourself each morning, acknowledging that what you wear on your face is also what you project onto your life. And if you still don't believe it, observe. Notice how your energy shifts when you begin the day in silence, when you cleanse away the night, when you choose to start from zero. That is not hygiene. That is everyday magic. True change doesn't feel like an explosion. It feels like clarity, like a peace that wasn't there before, like a lighter gaze. A clean face stops defending itself. It becomes a channel, a vessel, and in that channel, intuition can begin to flow. Because yes, intuition has a face too. It activates in the serenity of the forehead, in the relaxation of the jaw, in the subtle sparkle of the eyes when they stop carrying what's not theirs. Have you ever felt you observe yourself but don't recognize yourself? That disconnection isn't fixed with affirmations or motivation. It's fixed with vibrational cleansing, with presence, with an act as simple and profound as passing your hands over your face, with water and salt, not to erase who you are, but to reveal who you always were before the world shaped you. And now, listen well. There's something more, something few dare to say. The face, when clean, becomes a mirror, and it not only reflects the internal, it also returns the gaze to those who observe you. It's as if, by seeing you clearly, those around you cannot project their distortions onto you. As if your energetic cleansing served as a natural boundary, a soft but firm frontier, an invisible shield that doesn't repel but doesn't absorb either. That is energetic sovereignty, and it's the power you've forgotten. We live in a society that's turned the face into a mask. Selfies, filters, surgery, makeup, all to correct something that, in reality, isn't dirty, but loaded. Not broken, but covered. Covered by the subtle dust of day-to-day, by what you don't express, by what you don't cry over, by what you don't choose to let go. And that is the true revolution. Looking at yourself in the mirror and not seeking to change yourself, but to cleanse yourself of what you are not. Do you know why this is true spirituality? Because it doesn't promise salvation, nor does it force you to believe in anything external. It only asks one thing: that you be present, that you inhabit your own temple, that you return to yourself each morning as one returns from a long journey. And in that return, you will discover something unexpected, that the more you cleanse, the less noise there is, less interference, less echo of other voices, and more you. Because true clarity makes no noise. It doesn't need to impose itself. It simply reflects, and your face can do it if you allow it. And then the inevitable will happen. You will begin to remember. Remember who you were before fatigue, before judgment, before the persona. You will notice your decisions change, your relationships reorder. Certain situations no longer drag you as before. Not because the world has changed, but because you have returned to your original frequency. And all of that began with a gesture, a bowl, a bit of water, a handful of salt, and your presence. And if you've come this far, it's not by chance. Not everyone resonates with this information. Not everyone is ready to remember that the sacred can be in the sink of their bathroom. But you are. That's why you're listening to this now. So do it. Not tomorrow. Not Monday. Not when you feel more spiritual. Do it now. Fill the bowl. Add the salt. And present your face as one enters a sanctuary. There is no better initiation. There is no more direct portal. Your body is temple. Your face is the door. And the water with salt is the key. You decide whether to cross it. And just when you think you've understood it all, something else happens. A vibration, a different silence, a sensation that at last you are inside yourself. It's not peace. It's not euphoria. It's something stranger, more ancient, more yours. It's as if a very low voice, dormant for years, begins to whisper to you from the depths of your chest. And it doesn't say anything strange. It doesn't offer answers or pretty phrases. It simply reminds you, here you are. You have returned. That is the true effect of the ritual. It's not about eliminating the negative. It's about making space for the true. Because when the true activates, the false falls away on its own. You no longer have to fight intrusive thoughts, nor cleanse foreign energies with complex techniques. You only have to be yourself, without layers, without the emotional disguise you thought you needed to survive. And do you know what's most fascinating? That this ritual has no end. It doesn't run out. It doesn't burn out over time. It doesn't become an empty habit if done with intention. It's like a door that, each time you open it, shows you a finer-tuned version of yourself. A version that's in no book, in no therapy. It's within you. It always has been. It just needed you to brush away the dust, and then you understand it, that the everyday is the most sacred, that you don't have to flee to the spiritual. You only have to remember it in the simple, in the water, in the salt, in your face reflecting clean each morning, in the gentle gesture of your own hands touching your skin as if awakening an ancient memory. In a world where everything shouts, where everything demands your attention, where complexity seems to have more value, you decide to return to the essential. And that, my friend, is an act of power. And now, if something inside you has stirred, if something clicked, even if you can't explain it, make that movement echo. Don't keep it just to yourself. Let it out. Write in the comments, "I have returned to my temple." Yes, write it exactly like that, nothing more. That phrase will be your seal, your energetic declaration to the universe, the signal that you have crossed the threshold. And if this message has touched your soul, if this video has made you feel something you didn't know you needed, subscribe. This channel isn't a channel, it's a space, a refuge, a portal where the invisible begins to be named. Activate the little bell, not to receive notifications, but to remind you, each time something new appears here, that you remain on the path, that you keep exploring, that you haven't given up, that you still remember. Share this video with anyone who needs to return to themselves. Don't try to convince them. Just hand it over. Because whoever is ready will know, and whoever isn't will simply let it pass by. That's how mysterious this path is. And now, listen with your soul. This hasn't been a talk. It's been a mirror. It hasn't been a video. It's been a key. And you, who have made it this far, aren't just another viewer. You are a guardian who has just awakened. So leave here transformed. Walk with a clear brow, awakened eyes, and a soul firmly planted in your face. And if tomorrow, when you see yourself in the mirror, you feel something new, don't be afraid. It's you, without the world's dust. See you, where silence becomes word, where water still sings, and where salt continues guarding the sacred. Until then, don't fall asleep. Don't dim your light. Don't forget. Your face is the altar, and you, the ritual.